Hi guys, welcome to HIIT Core Yoga. Tonight is a Burninator workout and it's going to be pretty tough. So we are going to do 4 groups of 3 different types of exercises per group, I believe. And we're gonna do those 4 groups just twice through. Each group is about just over 3 minutes long. So we, you don't need anything like other than your mat and a water bottle and maybe a sweat towel. And you can use your bare feet or you can use some trainers if you want to as well. So whatever you feel comfortable with. And yeah, other than that, we'll get started in child's resting pose. We're going to do some yoga and then we'll do our HIIT workout, and then we'll do yoga after our workout. So it's that's the way it's gonna roll tonight as usual. So let's come onto your mat in child's pose. So bring the knees wide and your big toes are touching and stretch your arms forward. Take long deep breaths in and out through the nose. Let your shoulders sink down. Let your elbows sink down. Lift up onto the fingertips now and keep sinking down. Maybe the forehead touching the floor or the forehead hovering just above the floor, but really try to get that spine nice and long, stretched out. Let's go over to the left side, reaching at an angle, bow towards your knee. All right, go to the other side, bowing towards your right knee. And then come back to center. Bring your palms together and then the forehead to the floor, thumbs to the back of the neck. Alright, so releasing the hands forward, rise up from there. Let's go to tabletop position. Bring the hands underneath your shoulders and the knees underneath your hips. Let's start rounding and extending the spine here. So rounding, exhale, inhale, release the spine, lift your chin, chest forward, pull the shoulders back, exhale and inhale. Move around circle motion. Get the shoulders moving, get the elbows bending, and keep the lungs open as you move around. Okay, just try to bring a little bit of fluidity into the movement as much as you can. Or maybe allow your eyes to close or just soften here and just focus on your breath and kind of the flow of the movement right now. So you want to kind of really tune into your own body's mechanics right now as we're about to kind of heat things up. Notice if you have any injuries or just you're limited your flexibility. Just notice those things and try and work with that tonight. There will be modifications for all the movements. So I'm pretty sure that everyone could do this this workout tonight, even though it's going to be a little tough. Okay, so we're going to just come back to tabletop center here, and then tuck your toes under and lift up into downward facing dog. Bring the knees back onto the floor, toes tucked under, and then come back into child's pose. Come forward into tabletop pose, downward facing dog, so legs are straight, knees drop down to the floor, and then come back into child's pose. Forward, up, push through the heels, down, and back. Okay, now we're gonna come up to downward facing dog, and then we're going to lift up the heels and just slowly kind of roll through the upper spine as best as you can, and then drop down into upward facing dog here. If that's too much, then you can drop down to here. You can just lay right down a lot lower. Okay, and then we're going to press back up and see if you can just slowly lift up into the tippy toes there, and then come back. So basically going from downward facing dog to cobra, kind of skipping the chaturanga part as best as you can. So waving up, and inhale, and then tuck toes, pulling back. Tuck the chin under, chin tucks under until you drop the hips, and then you lift up into that extension. Chin tucks under, push through the hands, and then you're coming back into that spine flexion. Okay, just nice and slow movement. One more time. Coming down and up dog, and then come back up into downward facing dog. Bring the feet wide, and then start walking your hands towards your feet at the back of the mat, and then come forward into plank pose. Drop the knees down to the floor so you're in tabletop position, and then bring the hands onto the floor. Just lean back a little bit, flip the palms over, lean back, stretch the wrists. Keep breathing there. So you should have stretching the wrists, forearms, tops of shoulders. Okay, and then come up, and then you're just bringing the hands now again, just not putting a ton of weight down, just whatever you can bear, pointing your fingers towards your knees. So, and again, you're kind of just seeing what feels good there. Maybe shifting the weight around a little bit. You don't have to be too crazy, just being gentle here. Flip back around, tuck toes under, walk yourself back into a squat at the back of the mat, and then reach up with the arms, bring the hands down to the floor, walk forward into plank pose. Walk back into the squat, the back of the mat, reach up through the arms. If you can't reach up through the arms, then that's fine. One more time. Maybe you're just coming back into a squat and then coming forward. Lower through chaturanga this time, bending your elbows, and then lifting into up dog or cobra. So coming back into downward facing dog, step forward with the right foot, drop your right knee to the floor, and reach up through the arms. Okay, just breathing in here into that lunge. Open to the right, and then come back to center, reach up, inhale, and then exhale. Step back into plank pose, lower through chaturanga, go into the up dog or cobra, and then coming back into downward facing dog. Step forward with the left foot, drop the right knee to the floor, and reach up with both arms into the crescent lunge. Open up, twisting to the left side, reaching up through the arms. Breathe there. And then come back to center, reach up with the arms, inhale, exhale, hands to the floor. Come back into plank pose. Walk yourself back into squat at the back of the mat. So we're going to, if you're here, that's fine as well. If you need to kind of support your yourself with your forearms onto your knees, you can do that. Otherwise, we're going to reach up with the right arm here. You can be here and do that same thing. Okay, other side. Doesn't matter if your heels are not touching the floor. Here, this is just about trying to get those heels nice and close to the floor, stretch them out, stretch those ankles out. Other side. And then other side. And then bring it down, and then come up to the standing forward fold. So just straighten up through the legs, bow the head, side to side if that feels good. All right, and then come back to center, rise up all the way, reach the arms up to the ceiling, and then hands to the heart. Now clasp your fingers, press down. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, the hands back behind you. Clasp your fingers behind you. Pull back, look up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, rise up. Arms reaching up. And then exhale, clasp and press. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, hands back behind you. Inhale, pull back. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands back behind you. Inhale, pull back, look up. Exhale, bow forward, hold this forward fold. Drop the hand. Try to lift up through the arms. If that's too much on the shoulders, then your hands are more at your low back. Otherwise, try to squeeze those shoulder blades together behind you. Keep engaged in those shoulders pulling back. And then hands down to the low back. Walk forward to plank pose, nice and slow. And then lower through chaturanga. So you're taking it into the up dog or cobra, and then take it back up into downward facing dog. Walking it up. Look forward at the hands and then step or hop up to them. Top of the mat now. Forward fold. And then we're at center, and then you can rise up all the way, reaching up, deep breath in. And then exhale, arms down by the sides. Begin twisting back and forth, side to side. Letting the arms cross across your body. And just try to relax your shoulders here to begin more of a dynamic workout, dynamic warm-up, before our HIIT intervals. So tonight we are doing a ladder. So 40, 30, 20, and then 1 minute hold. We are, each exercise is going to be different. So there is actually 4 different types of exercises, 40 and 30 and a 20 and a 1 minute. And then on our second round, we are going to flip that ladder around. So whatever we did a minute of on that first round, that first group of exercise, that one is going to be 40 seconds long as opposed to 1 minute long. So it's just going to be all flipped on its head. So same group of exercises in a different time. Now we're going to do a squat and toe touch reach. So just with both arms extending in front of you, alternating legs. So squat down nice and low, and then exhale. Okay, don't worry if you can't touch your toe. You're just reaching for your foot. Inhale down, exhale. Okay, and now we're going to come down. So we're gonna reach up and then come down and then lift. Reach up, come down, and then kick. Reach up, come down, and then kick. Throwing you off a little bit. Throwing myself off. Down, kick. One more time, reach up, come down, and then kick. Begin twisting again, side to side. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Okay, moving into butt kickers and arm swings. So cross your body with the arms, and then bending the heels, or bending the knees so the heels are coming, kicking your bum behind you. So just keeping the lungs open, reversing the cross of the arms, of course. So left over right and right over left. I also recommend that you have maybe a couple blocks, a couple books, a couple dumbbells nearby. There is an exercise tonight where we are going to need a little bit of elevation. You can do this pose, this exercise without the elevation, and I'll explain that when we get there, but just a couple inches will do for some elevation for this particular exercise in the second group of exercises. So I'll explain when we get there, but just heads up, if you have something near you, even, and it's going to be on the floor, so not high, not like a chair, but just needs to be on the floor. So now we're just going to go sweeping side to side. So crossing and twisting the body as well. The hips are kind of more or less trying to stay straight, and you're just trying to get that twist into the torso. Breathing as you do that. Okay, and then coming back, and then just arm circles. So let's go back. And then let's go forward. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Okay, and that's it. And so I'm just gonna change my music here, and then we will get started. All right. So the first one we're going to go with is a lunge, a walk down push-up. So we are going to step back, and then we're going to come forward and do a push-up, and then either push yourself back or walk yourself back, and then come back. So drop the knee down, then lift it up, and then come forward. This front leg is not going to go anywhere, but this back leg will come up. So this is what the walk down looks like. You're just kind of walking, 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 and I'm coming off the mat here, so make sure you're coming back enough. You may be off the mat, that's fine. So walking, walking, walking forward, do your push-up, walking, walking, walking back, and then dip. Whew, that's gonna be a tough one. So that's 40 seconds. And then we are doing a roll back and a jump up. You can use your hands as assist. So what you're doing is just rolling back and then jumping up. So use your hands if you want to, roll right back, jump up. That's 30 seconds. Then we are doing tricep push-ups. So just on the ground, chaturanga push-ups, elbows are gonna be in the side. You can do that from your toes or from your knees, okay? That's a tricep push-up. Elbows nice and close, and then bending, extending the arms, that's it. That's just 20 seconds. And then for the 1 minute hold is a glute bridge. So pretty easy, but just all about activating the glutes here. So the knees are going to be wide for this glute bridge. The feet are going to be together, just like Baddha Konasana. And then you're going to come back down, and you're going to pull in those elbows. Hands are going to be extending up, and then you're just going to extend the hips up to the sky as best you can, and squeeze like crazy. Squeeze your glutes together and push down into your feet. And you'll be pushing down to the outer edges of your feet. Okay? That is going to be a minute long. You're going to hold that isolated hold for that long. So 40 seconds. Let's get started for the lunge, walk down, push up, or just the fall down, push back, push up. So 40 seconds. The left leg is forward and the right leg is back, by the way. And go. Knee down, and then drop that right knee. Halfway there. You'll feel that on your left leg for sure. It'll feel like something's burning. Most of the inspiration for this workout, the Burninator workout, is these first two exercises of these lunges, because it burns like heck. Okay, so roll back, jump up is next for 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and go. Try and do it without hands. Takes a little while. Gotta get enough momentum, that's for sure. jump up at the top, you can just stand up. So you can just do that stand. Next one, tricep push-ups. From the toes or from the knees, do your hardest version. Again, just 20 seconds. So try and pump them out. All right. Okay, glute bridge is the next one. And then after this minute, we're done our first group of exercise. So go for it, holding that glute bridge. So you want to feel these outer, this glute medius start to kick in here. So really squeezing. And if you tend not to feel your glutes in a regular bridge with your knees pointing forward, this is a good bridge to do. And then do the regular bridge just to kind of get those muscles awaken. And then you can just do this pose a little more effectively. So you should feel it in the low, the strengthening the low back, but you do, yeah, you want your glutes to be activated, you want your hamstrings also to be turned on as well. Keep pushing down through the outer edges of the feet. Breathing, of course. All right, that was a 1 minute. Good job, everyone. That was our first group of exercise. So, like I said, in that second round, we're gonna flip that around. So we're going to start with that glute bridge for 40 seconds, and we're gonna actually end in that lunge push-up for 1 minute. It's gonna be awesome. Okay, so the lunge walk down on the other side. So the right leg is gonna be forward, and then you're gonna come down to the push-up. And then this is the one where you need your blocks here. We'll do the plank moguls and plank jack. So, plank, you're in plank position, knees together, side to side, right, left, and then a plank jack. So feet apart, feet together, and then knees to the right, knees to the left, plank jack. Okay, try to keep the knees together, kind of like you're doing some ski moguls. And yeah, it'll be a shoulder burner. Then we're just doing switch lunges for 20 seconds. So hop switch lunges. If you don't want to do the hopping, you're just doing the slow step back lunge. And then for the minute, here's your L sit. So for the blocks here, we're using the blocks. You can use the low blocks, and you're just gonna have the blocks or books or dumbbells right beside your hips. And this is just 2 inches, just enough to get your bum off the floor and hovering and holding that. So not like this, so you don't want to be kind of extending. You want your shoulders to kind of be more in line with your hips, and your spine to be extending just straight up and down. That way it's going to activate your lower abdominals. And what else we're going to do is walk the legs. So we're just going to do a little bit of leg lifting for the duration of that minute. Now, if you don't have blocks or anything, I want you to try the best as you can to use your fists. So you may not make it the whole minute, and maybe you just make it 10 seconds. That's fine. Make fists right beside you. Now push in and elevate. Okay, and then you should get your bum a little bit off the floor, but make sure you're not sinking in like this. You got to come out of your shoulders. So think about shoulder blades pulling down your back. And like I said, if it's just 10 seconds, that's all you can do, then you take a break and then you get back into it. That's fine as well. But I don't want you to be going like this and doing that, okay? Make sure you're just straight in line, spine's in line with your hips, okay? Not behind your hips. Arms are not behind your hips, they're right beside your hips. All right, okay, enough talk. That is 1 minute long. We're gonna start though with a lunge back and push up. All right, so yeah, right leg forward, left knee back, and go. So coming down and lunge. Woo, 4 seconds. All right. Okay, so next one is the plank moguls, plank jacks for 30 seconds. Go for it. So elbows, do 1 plank jack and plank. Make sure you jump all the way back to plank, and then feet together, feet apart. As best as you can, try to stay, keep in that plank form as best as you can. So you're not up and down dog and doing that. Do not lift up. Try to really kick back and then do that. Okay. The switch lunges are next. Should feel good on the legs. Go for it. Chest up. Keep breathing, try to pump them out. It's only 20 seconds. All right, okay, L sit with alternate leg lift. Grab your blocks or dumbbells or books and go. So it's pretty shoulder intensive. You should feel in the abs too. Having the hips right in line with your spine, it makes it a lot harder to do these leg lifts. Should feel like you don't have a ton of range of motion as opposed to going forward, and then you can do a lot more. So if you're kicking really high, check your form. It should feel quite a lot of resistance with the spine in line. Try to keep pushing down into those hands, staying up, shoulders down. 2, 1. Oh, that is really tough. But we'll only get to do that for 40 seconds next time, not a minute, so that's good news. Now, on to our next group of exercises. We're gonna start with burpee surfer get-ups, one of my favorite burpees to do. So you're gonna jump back onto your belly, reach forward on your surfboard, and then jump up into a lunge, into a warrior 2 stance, okay? And then you come back down, other side, left foot steps forward, and then you just keep going from side to side. Now, dive bombs, we did this last week, so you know that it is tough. So your hands, you're in down dog, but your hands are wider than a regular down dog, just a little bit. My hands are right to the edges of my mat. Feet are still hip distance apart. So coming down, coming up into up dog, and then coming back into down dog. Imagine that there's a limbo stick right at the upper part there, and you want to dive under that limbo stick, and then coming back. And you can use your knees as an assist. All right, for the minute hold, we're getting into airplane zone here. So we're going to start by doing the right leg. So holding the right leg up in airplane, holding for 1 minute. Straight back behind you, and just reaching out through your arms, holding that. It's gonna be a burner, like I said. So that is that. Let's start with the burpee surfer get ups. So 40 seconds, and go. So reach forward, and then you jump to that lunge. You can step to the lunge as you get a little used to the movement, then you can get a little bit faster at it. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Dive bombs are next. So starting in that down dog, wide arm stance. And go. So coming down, do your push up and push back. Alternately, coming down is easier. Then you can drop your knees there. Come down, push back so that you're still staying under the limbo stick, but your knees are an assist. All right, next one, we are doing the, plank punches was next one. I didn't even explain this one. So your plank pose, everyone. Punch, punch, alternate hands. I totally skipped over this one. Okay, retract back, punch. Retract back, punch. I believe we did that not so long ago as well in one of my classes. So now is your airplane, holding that 1 minute airplane, you guys. 1, and right leg goes back. And just try and breathe. Okay, if it's too much to hold those arms out, give them a rest by bringing them in or bring them to your hips, but then try to lift them out again once you feel rested. Okay, try to go to your fullest potential here. Breathe through it. Try to stay in the pose somewhat. And if you need to take that break, you take the break and then get back into the pose. Try to keep training the body to hold the pose longer and longer. So you start feeling fatigue in your stabilizer muscles, in your left leg and calf muscles. That'll really start to affect. So try to just be wary of that. Also holding that right leg up is awesome. Okay, we're done with that one. Good job. And we're on to the last group of exercises, and that'll complete the first round. Okay, so we'll start with side plank, hip dip, side stars, and we're gonna alternate sides. So you're gonna go, you can go into your forearm or your hand. I'm gonna go on the right side, and I'm gonna do a side dip or a hip dip, and then I'm going to reach out and do a star, and I'm gonna switch over to the other side. Do a hip dip, and then star out. If you're doing that from your forearms because you have any wrist issues, you're doing the same thing. Dip, and then star out. You may be able to do this with the shin to the floor, dip, and there, yeah, you can do that. But again, just try and do the hardest version, and then if you need to, forearm. If you need to, absolutely, then drop your shin and try to keep working. So 40 seconds, that's alternating sides there. So you kind of get a break, not fatiguing just one side. Then we're into spider mountain climbers. Again, these are a little bit tougher. If you have a block and you want a little bit of elevation, I'll just show you what that looks like, or 2 blocks. You can use 1 block or 2 blocks. Hands are together in the center of your mat. And then your feet are gonna be up beside your hands here. Because what you wanna do is go from side to side like that. Okay, not necessary though, but if you're not used to doing these mountain climbers at all, I'd recommend just a little bit of elevation. But you can try just doing that, just doing the regular, and you can just do the stepping as well. Otherwise, jumping from side to side. What you need to do is push up through your upper spine, round your back as best as you can so that you can make space for your legs to get up nice and close. But again, if flexibility is an issue for you, then I recommend those blocks or just doing a walking version of that. Now we are into the frog hops, and we're just gonna go wide, left hand touches down, and then narrow, and then right hand, and then the left hand. Okay, just back and forth, feet together, feet separate. That's 20 seconds. I want you to go as fast as you can, get your heart rate up. Then the airplane on the left side, so the left leg will come back for the last 1 minute round. Okay, let's get started. So side plank hip dip, side star, go for it. So hip dip, reach up, switch around. You know, it's kind of balancy, but don't have to go fast. You can definitely take it slow. Dropping that hip and then pulling that shoulder underneath you to get the hip back up. So using your shoulder, using this side there to squeeze up. One more, okay. And then going to spider mountain climbers. Next block or no block, up to you. Go for it. Seconds. Whew. That is tough. Okay, frog hops for 20 seconds. Alternating hand touchdowns and go. Together. Get them nice and low. That's why I have you touch the ground, so that you do. There. Okay, airplane, left leg kicks back. All right, here we go. Go for it. Nothing like try to balancing while your heart rate is up there and your muscles are already fatigued. Awesome. Great focus tool. Try to bring the heart rate down, really get inside your breath. Okay, we're going to do 20 seconds left here right now. Should feel like the left leg is, or right leg, stabilizer muscles are crazy right now, going crazy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's it. Good job. Good job if you hang on there to that airplane pose. So we've done the first group of exercises. Now we're going to do the second round with the exercises flipped around in the group for timing. All right, drink your water, not too much, before we start the second round here. Going to go a lot faster. If you've been following me, then you know I've been doing it, doing these rounds where we do the 2 rounds so that I can just kind of forgo a lot of the talking for that second round, and it goes a lot quicker and it gets intense. It's awesome. Okay, so starting with the bridge, the glute bridge will be 40 seconds. The tricep push-ups will be 30 seconds. So roll back, jump up will just be 20 seconds, and we're ending in the lunge push-up. So let's start with glute bridge. 40 seconds, you guys. Start it. So squeeze at the top, knees are wide, push down through the outer edges of your feet. Try to lift those hips up as high as you can. Push down into your elbows and triceps. Try to lift up the upper body as well, rolling right up into the tops of your shoulders. Breathe. Keep lengthening. Try to keep kind of lifting forward in that direction towards your legs, so you're lengthening the sidelines of your body, squeezing the glutes. 3, 2, 1. Okay, come on out. And now we're into tricep push-ups for 30 seconds. From your toes or from your knees. Go. Try to keep straight body line. I don't want to see you do this kind of lifting up and then lifting up your knees. That's no good. Keep your legs straight, and if you need to, drop your knees to the floor or just hold plank if you need a rest. Okay, that's my talk. And then roll back, jump up for 20 seconds. Go for it. Try to practice pulling those feet in nice and close to your bum when you pull up. Stretch those hip flexors. And then holding the lunge walk down. It's not a hold. Right leg back, you guys. Tap, come forward, push back. Right knee down, walking back, or like I'm doing, just pushing back, falling forward, catching myself in that push-up. Keep that right leg lifted. When you come up, try to keep it lifted as much as you can. Holy moly, we're at 15 seconds. Ooh, it burns, it burns. 1, okay, good job. That was the first group done. Oh my goodness. Now, we're on to the next one. So holding the L sit for 40 seconds. Switch lunges for 30. Plank moguls to plank jack for 20. And lunge back walk down for that minute long. On the other side, left leg. So 40 seconds, we're starting in the L set. Grab your blocks or dumbbells or nothing at all. Like I said, you can have fists. Make fists down by your side for this position. Go 40 seconds. If holding this on the block also just feels like it's too much for the wrist, then you make fists on the block. Okay? Doesn't matter if you're using hands or fists for this one. But again, your spine should be in line with your arms. Okay, you're not walking forward like this. Okay, we're starting those lifts, by the way. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Okay, done that. Now we are switch lunges for 30 seconds and go. So I'm doing the hop switch style. You can do the walk back, slow style, if it's too much. You want to get that cardio up, I recommend doing this. Keep your chest up, keep your core engaged. Now we're in plank moguls to plank jack. This is just 20 seconds. Go for it. One on each side, and a plank jack. Knees together, to the right, to the left, back to plank, plank jack. All right, short but sweet. Lunge, lunge Burninator. Right leg forward, left leg back, and go for it. So tap that knee down, come forward. Probably gonna stop talking here. It gets really intense. Try to keep in the work, you guys. If you're still with me, that's awesome. That's great. It's a tough one tonight. Three, two, one, and that was the end of the second group of exercises. Okay, we have 2 more groups and then we're done. By the way, I forgot to add at the end, we're doing 1 more ladder and it's all gonna be abs. So it's an ab burnout to cap it all off. Forgot about that one. It's gonna be great. So we're into burpee, also airplane land. So we're gonna start with those airplanes for 40 seconds. And then we're doing plank punches. And then we are doing dive bombs, and burpee surfer get up is going to be 1 minute long. So lots of cardio in this round. All right, so let's go for airplane right leg. 40 seconds. Right leg comes back. Okay, and reaching out. Okay, just breathing, holding that position. Notice how this airplane feels compared to that last one that you did not so long ago for 1 minute long. Maybe it's easier this time. Your body remembers. Maybe it's harder because your body's fatigued. Who knows? Everyone's gonna feel this differently. It's awesome. Okay, we got 10 seconds left. Feeling a bit of both for sure. Fatigue and a little bit ease. All right. Now we're on to plank punches for 30 seconds. So get into full plank here. Retract back. I'm just gonna change my angle. Punch. Retract, punch. Keep those hips down, not sinking, but in line, not above, like down dog. You're staying in the plank. All right. Dive bombs for 20 seconds, so that's a good deal. Just 20 seconds. So up, and then kind of back. All right, that's a little bit more manageable. Okay, burpee surfer get-ups for the whole minute. 2, 1, let's go. So flat on your mat, reach, and then you jump to your warrior. Switching, alternating sides here. You can hop into the lunge. You can do the walk back, so I'll show you just coming up to plank, step, warrior 2. step back, lower down, reach forward, back up to plank, step, there, okay? Otherwise, do the hopping version if you want to get your cardio up. Almost there. We got 6 seconds left. All right, good job. Holy moly, that was great. Okay, so we're gonna start with the airplane on the left leg. The left leg is going to be reaching back. And frog hops for 30 seconds. Side plank hip dips for 20 seconds. So that'll go really fast since it's kind of slow. And so spider mountain climbers for 20 seconds. And then the side plank hip dip is the whole minute. So I like changing that. But it's good. 1 minute of the side plank hip dips. It's good, it's nice and slow. It'll be a nice ender. So let's start with the airplane. Left leg back, you guys. And go. Like I said, if your arms are fatigued, bring them in for rest, reach out again. Try to keep holding, keep building that strength here. The longer you hold it for, the more the body remembers. Builds that muscle so that you can hold it longer and longer next time. Ten seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so frog hops for 30 seconds. We're so close to being done here. We're alternating which hand touches down for the frog hop. So wide, touch down. Wide together, wide together. Try to get down nice and low. Go fast if you want more cardio, then speed it up. Now my sweat is flying off of me right now as I'm doing this. I don't know if I want to speed it up. Okay, 1. Now we're into spider mountain climbers for 20 seconds. Go for it. All right, that was it. Okay, last one, this minute long, side plank hip dip, side star, 2, 1, go. So just slow, controlled movements. Don't worry about going fast. Worry about getting range of motion. So dipping your hip down nice and low, but also kicking that leg up nice and high. Even if it's for a millisecond. Kick it up, try your best. And good news is if you fall out of that side plank, you're really close to the floor. So, maybe you have carpet. Maybe able to just roll out of it. No big deal. 6 seconds. All right, that was it. Good job, everyone. That was the end of the HIIT portion of the class. We're on to yoga next. So take your water break. Wipe the sweat off your forehead. And we'll get started in a couple seconds here. All right. back to center, what we're going to do, just onto your mat and arms circles above your head, sweeps and sweeps down below. This is kind of my go-to after the HIIT, and just bringing down that heart rate nice and slow. You're still moving, but you're moving more passively and just getting a nice stretch throughout the body. Feel that in the hamstrings and hips, in that forward fold, keeping those airways open as we extend up to the top. Get those shoulders nice and open and mobile. Okay, coming out to the top there, grab onto the right wrist with your left hand and take it over to the left. Then center, and then over to the other side. Make sure you're breathing normally. If you feel like your heart rate hasn't slowed down very much, just doing any kind of regular side bend. You don't have to do this super far. Here, just take care of yourself. Coming back to center, and then taking the hands back behind you, clasping behind you, pulling back. And just breathing there, shoulder blades pulling back. Breathe. One more inhale, shoulders pull back, and then exhale, bowing, hinging at the waist there. Relaxing the face here in that forward fold, and then up we go. Arms up, inhale, and then exhale, forward fold. So we're gonna step back into plank pose, then lower through chaturanga. Come into an up dog, slowly looking over the left shoulder here. Try not to twist your shoulders back. Try to keep your shoulders still facing forward in line together. And slowly over to your other side. And then back to center. Now come back into downward facing dog and walk it out. Stretching those calves by sticking that right leg back behind you. Doesn't have to be high. It could be down here, and you'll feel that effectively in the left calf. The higher you go, you'll get more stretch in the calf, but also in the hip flexor. Down you go, and then other side, left leg comes back. Keep the right heel reaching to the floor. Keep your hands pushing down and away so that the weight's pulling back into your leg. And then down, and then step forward with your right foot. Drop your left knee down to the floor. Reach up with the arms. Open, or twist to the right side. Then unwind, reach up, and then open to the left. Extended side angle is next. So if you're not used to doing this, we're just gonna do a slow version. So we're gonna bring that left forearm onto the left thigh, and then we're gonna lift up that back knee and then turn that back foot so that the heel is down on the floor. And here's where you'll stay if you're not used to this pose. If you feel like you're a little more flexible, warm enough, then you're touching the floor on the inside part of your right foot. Lifting it through that left arm. Now reach forward with that top arm, and then reach up, and then reach back, and turn the hand, back of the hand so that's facing your back, and pull the shoulder back. Push your back into the hand back into the back, and then slowly wave up, and then forward. Hold that forward. Palm face down by the wave. Bring the hand down to the floor, and then spin so the toes are both pointing to the left side of your mat. You end up in a wide leg extending forward fold, bowing to the center. Bend into your left knee. Keep the edge of your right foot just down to the floor. You don't have to go very far here. The stretch should feel like the inner line of the leg is stretching on that right side. Hamstring, hip flexor, and then other side. Bend into the right knee. Just use your hands as an assist here. Again, not trying to push yourself, you're just trying to get that body loosened up here. While the body's nice and warm, it's a great time to stretch. Breathe into it. Now let's go back over to the left side. So bending into the left knee. Now going perhaps a little bit deeper if you want to. So lifting up through the heel, lifting up through the toes on the right side, toes pointing up, and I'm kind of sitting on my heel on my left side. And you can open up even further by reaching up that right arm up to the ceiling, kind of leaning back, breathing into that. And then go over to the other side, nice and slow, pick it up, and then bend into the right knee, and then toes point up on the left side. And again, whatever you can do on this side, try to do the same thing that you did on the other side if possible. And if you have an injury of some sort on one side but not the other, then that's not always possible. But do the best you can with what you have. All right, and then we're going to just drop down, come back up to that standing forward fold. And then we're gonna walk for this kind of one of my favorite kind of passive stretches into a kind of a wide down dog, a wide-legged down dog. Walking off the mat for this one, so your feet have nice and grip, but hopefully your hands also have grip as well. So your hands are just kind of a little bit closer than, or about shoulder distance apart, but your feet are quite wide. And then pull back. So there should feel like there's hardly any weight in your wrists or your feet because you're all kind of evenly placed out. Should feel like there's a lot of space in your back though. Try to drop your head. I'm just lifting my head up quite a bit so that you can hear me and the sound's not muffled too much, hopefully. Keep breathing though. Really relax your head. Push back through the heels. Breathing into everything you got. Okay, and now going into a twist, still walking your hands together so that the thumbs are touching. And then we're gonna take that right hand and reach through over to the left leg. Grabbing onto the outer left knee. If you are able to reach down to the ankle, then that's great. But outer knee, top of thigh, that's fine as well. What you're doing is looking underneath that left armpit though. Looking under that window. Twisting the upper body. Hips are square. They're not going anywhere. Legs are locked. They're not going anywhere. The upper body is twisting. And then releasing and then switching sides. So that left leg, left arm, hand is reaching over to the right leg. So my right arm is pushing away. So I'm not sinking into my right arm by any means. I want to pull back into the hip so that I can peek under the window underneath my right arm. Twist my upper body and breathe. All right, releasing out of that twist. Now walk back and then spin around so that you're back into a lunge position. Then step back into plank pose, lower through chaturanga from there. So coming into an up dog or cobra, breathe. One more deep breath in and out. And then come back all the way up into downward facing dog and walk it out. All right, so step the left foot forward. This time, drop the right knee to the floor and take the arms up to the sky in a crescent lunge. We're gonna twist to the left side first. Reaching through the arms. Open to, or lift up first and then open to the right side. Reaching through the arms. Bring the left forearm onto the left thigh and then shift that weight forward so that you can lift up that back knee and turn the heel so that it's on the floor and you're in an extended side angle. And then modify from there if you want to go lower. With this top arm here, we're going to reach forward. Palm facing down. Reach it up. And then back. So turn so the back of the hand is on the low back. Hold it there. Think about holding the the right shoulder back. And then releasing, reaching up. Breathe. And reaching forward. Breathing. All right, right, so bring the hands down to the floor. From there, we're just going to pick it up and take it back into plank pose. So lower through chaturanga, up dog cobra, looking over the left shoulder here, nice and slow, breathing into it, and then looking over the right shoulder. Coming back to center and then back into downward facing dog, walking it out. All right, so dropping the knees to the floor, and we're just gonna come back into reclined hero's position from here. If you want to, you can go into camel position. So just up for a little bit of a back bend if sitting down is too much flexion in your knees. But otherwise, reclined hero's pose, walking the hands back behind you and feeling the stretch maybe in the tops of the thighs there, the quadriceps. You can go down lower, and you can also lay right back down, lay into thunderbolt pose. You can separate the knees wider, and you can bring the heels on the outer edges of the hips there for that position. Whatever's going to feel the best for you here. Focus on your breath. Remember, if you're breathing or you're thinking about breathing or not breathing too much, then you've gone a little bit too deep into that pose. So you need to modify so that you're in more of a relaxed state of mind right now as we begin to cool down. Take another deep breath where you are, and then deep breath out. Use your next inhale to come out. Rise up and down. Okay, we're going to spin around so that you're on the hips here, or sorry, you're on your seat. And we're going to extend the left leg forward. The right foot is going to come into the inner left thigh. And then we're going to reach back with the right arm, right hand, and then rock up onto the shin and open up the side body for joy pose. All right, releasing down and then switching sides. Left hand back behind you. Your left foot is into the right thigh there, reaching up. Okay, so as promised, we're just going to do a quick ab burner. I know it's going to be a timed, but it's going to be just about 3 minutes long, but we're going to be on the floor anyways, and we're just going to get it done with. We're going to be on the floor, and then we're just going to go right into relaxation mode. So hopefully you're on board for doing that, starting with 40 seconds of butterfly crunches. So your feet are wide, you're coming down onto your back, and you are hands behind the head, and you're doing this. And you're just exhaling, inhaling, okay? If you want to take it up a notch, then you're bringing the knees in with the elbows. Okay, nice and slowed and controlled. That's for 40 seconds. Then we're doing a sit up and cross punch. So you're going to sit up, and then you're going to reach or punch, side to side. Then we are doing hip lifts, so you're on your back and you're just doing this. So you're popping those hips up and down. That's just for 20 seconds. And then for the minute long, we are going to be on the back again, and then we're just doing these slow leg lowers and lifts. Okay, if that's too much, then you can do this kind of Pilates style hip knee hugs, but we're just going to keep, and we're going to focus on sealing that low back into the floor for that whole minute long. And if you don't want to do that minute long, you can just hold the happy baby pose, because we'll be going there right after. Now, butterfly crunch. Let's start with it. Sorry about the ringing and dinging, but we'll try to time it out so that we don't go over. exhale and inhale. So I'm doing the double butterfly, but you can also just do the knees in or just the upper body. If you find this is too achy on the neck, then just do the low body. That's fine as well. Okay, so next is the sit up and cross punch or cross reach. So we have 3 seconds, 2, 1, we're coming up, reach or punch, crossing over. This is 30 seconds long. If there's too much to rock up all the way onto your tailbone, then you're coming up a little ways and doing these little rockers. Okay, it's still going to be just as effective. Okay, and then the next one is the hip lifts. This is just for 20 seconds. So let's go really, really fast, and we're almost done here. So feet together, and you're lifting the hips up, popping them up, and then bringing them down. Try not to rock, so don't do that. That's not gonna do anything, no rocking. Try to actually lift that bum up, and then down. Pop up, and then down. So you wanna feel like your low abs engage, and then release. Okay, that was it already. And now we're going to end in the scissor kicks. So you're on your back. So I'm doing the hardest version. So those legs are, my legs mostly straight, and switching, alternating legs from side to side. If you feel like this is really hard on your low back or your hip flexors are screaming, then bend into your knees, kind of do a bicycle, or use your hands and just do the stretching Pilates version of this of the knee hug. Okay, head's going to be on the floor, unlike the Pilates version where your head is off the floor. So that's what that looks like. Otherwise, keep scissoring, keep holding. We're already at almost just 15 seconds left, you guys, and then we're into relaxation, land. A little bit more work, and you're done. All right, that was it. Good job, you guys. And into happy baby pose you go, and grabbing onto the knees, or grabbing onto the shins, or grabbing onto the feet, and rocking side to side. And just breathing there, stretching it out. All right, so releasing the feet down to the floor. Let's cross the right ankle on the left knee and go into a figure 4 position. So threading the hands underneath that left hamstring there. Keep your right foot flexed and breathe into that position. Low back, sinking down to the floor. Head should be relaxed on the floor. Long exhales out through the mouth or out through the nose. Alright, so we're going to take this into the twist. So let go of your grip, release the arms out to a T, let the legs drop to the left side. Now I'm just ending up in that twist with the legs already as they are, or you can stack the knees on top of each other if that's way too uncomfortable for you. You can also lower the knees below your hips if you need to be a little more comfortable in this position too. So the higher your knees come up, the more twist you'll feel in that low back. But if you would like a little less, then again, you're just lowering your knees or twisting your legs. So whatever progression you'd like to take, you're taking that, and you're just kind of working on relaxing your shoulders, especially that right one right now, and the right arm. Changing up that right arm, the angle of your right arm, where it is from your shoulder. Breathing. You can turn your head left or right. You can do slow head rocking motions as long as you are going really slow and mindfully. So we're going to slowly come out of that position. Roll out, come on back onto your back, give yourself a hug, bring the knees together, squeeze up and in, give yourself lots of love, and then switch sides. Bring the left ankle on your right knee, lift up, grab on the back of your right leg there, hamstrings, keep your left foot flexed. Deep breaths in and out. Move your grip there. Let's go over to the right side. Knees fall to the right side, and again, changing your position, modifying your position, however it suits you the best. Changing that angle if that feels good. Changing your tilt, your head tilt if that feels good. Alright, so slowly releasing out of that side there, bring yourself back to center again. Giving yourself a hug, pulling the knees in, drawing your head to your knees. Deep breath into your spine. Let that go. Bring your feet to the floor. Do some windshield wipers now. Arms out to a T. Feet separated wide as your mat, and rock those knees side to side. Breathing as you go. Just nice and lazily here as we begin to enter Shavasana land. Airways open, so just taking some long deep breaths in, taking some sighs out through the mouth. Visualize yourself giving you 1,000 pats on the back for completing this class tonight. You totally deserve a rest. So let's get into it. Just feeling the legs are lazy enough to stretch out from there and move into Shavasana. You can stay with the knees bent. You can move into a seated position or boost yourself up with a bolster, however you would like to feel comfortable right now. Arms down by your sides in Shavasana, feet open to the sides, and begin by taking a deep breath in through the nose, expand the lungs, expand the belly, and a smooth deep breath out through the mouth. Feel the lungs empty, then feel the belly completely empty. Again, you're taking that inhale in. Just simply notice this feeling of expansion on an inhale, and it's all starting in the lungs and belly. And then that with you to your Shavasana meditation, to the rest of your evening, the rest of your week or life. So letting go of negative, bad habits, and bringing in more positive energy into your existence with every breath. Visualize that, set that intention, breathe it in. So relaxing bit by bit here as the body just settles, heels sinking through the floor, soft calf muscles, backs of legs, glutes, hips, fronts of thighs, shins, back down to the feet. So just feel heavy, heavy and relaxed with the legs. Attention back to your breath, breathing into your spine. Low back, feel your mid back, feel your upper back, feel your shoulder blades. All expand on that inhale and then an exhale. Relaxing, feeling your spine settle into the mat, being fully supported by your mat, by the earth. And the arms resting, feeling supported by the mat, by the floor and the earth. Same with the hands, all relaxed. Soften through the sides of the neck, back of neck and head. Letting it go. Soften all across the forehead, letting all the muscles around the eyes relax, cheeks, mouth, and jaw completely relaxed. Whole body breathing, whole body relaxing right now. Sound back into your breath and just some more expansion with that breath. So feel it in the sides of the body, maybe feel it in the back with an inhale and exhale. You know, just really taking your time to notice your relaxed body breathing, trying not to rush out of this stage. As you move around here bit by bit, just slowly bringing some movement into your arms and legs. Maybe taking your favorite twist, your favorite stretch, head, yawning, proceed from there when you're ready, or just continue on your meditation journey wherever you're at right now. Thanks so much for joining me. Namaste, everybody. This potentially could be the last virtual class of the year. I'll see how my schedule goes next week, but yeah, if I don't see you, then I will see you, I guess, in the new year, in January. Yeah, if I do take a week off, it'll just be the weekend. We will start right back after that week Christmas break. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone, and comment below if you got a comment, like this video if you like it, and share it if you like it even more. And yeah, check out Let's Ship YouTube channel for other videos, and also video archives on the Live Elements Facebook page. And let me know what you think, you guys. So take care, have a happy holiday, everybody, and see you soon. Bye.